Hello and welcome. It's Richard Morris from Morris Succession Lawyers. Just up here at Yarrabini Lookout, which is up in the hinterland behind Southwest Rocks. Down behind me, the township of Southwest Rocks, which was the Macleay River runs there from Kempsey, which is pretty badly hit, Kempsey, with the recent rainfall. We were fortunate not to have staff up that way, but we certainly do have some clients in the Kempsey area that were quite badly hit. Port Macquarie didn't fare as bad as Taree. Taree had a lot of rain and we've seen a lot of destruction down that way. But I thought I'd just do a quick video this evening from this beautiful lookout up here for the long weekend. My family's doing the run as part of Runfest at Southwest Rocks. And I thought I'd just briefly talk about Promissory Estoppel, something that we see with farming families in particular. It's where you have typically it's the older generation, typically the mother or father in the farming family. They'll make a promise to one of their children, usually, that if they forego paid work or they accept a much lower rate of pay by staying on the farm for a period of decades often, that eventually they will be either left the farm in the will or they'll be provided with the farm at some later date. Now, these types of promises, you will often come across them being just verbal, which does make them quite a difficult type of claim to litigate, because evidence-wise, you've really only got your own self-serving evidence to show that there was a conversation that took place. The other side of the conversation is often deceased. Other family members may have different recollections, some of which might be self-serving in its own way. But you've got that promise as a key element. Obviously, it has to be clear and unequivocal promise, and there needs to be reliance to the person's detriment. So you've got to have a loss that's caused by the reliance. So that's where there might be the lower wages that someone's had. Some of the cases you can see might be usually again the child, they're off working in a capital city, possibly on a reasonably good income, and they're enticed to return to the farm to run the farming operation, which they then forego wages or superannuation and rely on that promise to their own detriment. And it's then that promise is not held or they don't follow through on it, and they then seek to either sue the estate or sue the testator or the promise maker if the promise maker is still alive. But often they come about on death, when the person then finds out that the will doesn't state what they believe to be the case. So they can be a tack on to family provision claims. It's common for family provision claimants, if someone's worked a long time on a property, they may feel like that contribution towards the conservation and acquisition of a property, or conservation maintenance of the property, that contribution needs to be recognised by the will maker. That's a common factor in farming family provision claims. Also, just the acceptance of lower wages can lead to the adult child having financial need. But promissory estoppel cases, they're not easy to get up on. As I said, they're often relying on oral evidence, which is not great, and if a judge isn't satisfied on the balance of probabilities that was the promise that was made and that was the cause for the detriment, then they're not going to land your way. But yeah, that's a quick word today. Just wanted to bring that to your attention. Hope you got some value from it. And that's the beautiful location here, looking down towards the Pacific Ocean at Southwest Rocks. So I hope you have a fantastic long weekend, and as always, if you need any assistance with any succession law matters, then feel free to contact me or the team at Morris Succession Lawyers. Thank you.